Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving yesterday. This is episode number 9 of Playing with House Money present the Soccer Gambling Cognoscenti. I'm the head of the SGC, Iceman, and this is my consigliere, DJ Prue. You can find him on Twitter at PrueBaby10. How are you doing today, guy?
I'm doing great, man. I'm glad the little hiatus is done. We can get back to telling the people, you know, where the real money at now.
Yeah, it's episode 9, but we had a couple of weeks off.
Patient. It's good to be patient with soccer, though. You know.
Yeah. Oh, and I say we had some time off. Like the Discord's been going.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and we've been hitting some stuff here and there. We've just had international break, which thankfully is the last international break until I believe the tournament next summer.
Here and there. Let's rewind to that. Here and there. That's what we're calling it. You are one modest person. I really appreciate it. Because me, I'm not. Especially when I don't have to talk about, you know, any of my failures and or successes. Your Saturday mornings at this point are just goated. They're unreal, and they're actually like critically acclaimed at this point. People literally text me all the time about Ice on Saturday mornings. So for everybody, you know, wondering about the here and there, let's just cut to the chase, and you know, SGC's back so we can bring you guys along.
Yeah, and yeah, Bundesliga's back Saturday morning. We've got a cracking matchup in the Premier League on Saturday morning, which is hopefully we're all waking up to see the Man City Liverpool game has finished 4-3 and cashed everything that we might bet on that. But to start with, this afternoon, Friday Club actually looks. I say this is Friday. We don't too much like Friday Club. We prefer the Saturday mornings and the Sundays, but we do have Bayern Munich playing this afternoon away against FC Cologne, and we know that Bayern will cash us 9 times out of every 10. And we also have Paris Saint-Germain playing today against Monaco. So those 2 games are the focus really today. The problem with these 2 teams is just the value in goals. You need to take four per game to really stand a chance. But very likely Mbappe scored a fair few for France during the international break. So he's back. Harry Kane also got on the score sheet for England a couple of times. So it's one of those where we're probably looking to take these 2 guys both to score twice. Is probably, you know, the value play. Like there's no real, you probably won't even get even money on them both just to score. Yeah, you're probably getting plus 200 on them to score first, which is, given both these teams have got a number of players that can score, Bayern especially, taking them to score first, that for that money is risky. But yeah, that's hopefully going to kick off our weekend in the SGC, just really looking at those 2 games. And then, like I said, you know, Saturday morning, first game in the EPL, the nice early, I think it's 7:30 Eastern time kickoff. So 6:30 Central, Manchester City against Liverpool. Again, all signs point to that being a goal fest, but Haaland is kind of doubtful. He got an injury for Norway, like he trained and stuff. So that's going to be the thing. You're probably not going to know. I don't know if we'll know tonight if he's going to be playing in the morning. So, but hey, Salah, again, just returning. I think he scored 4 goals in one of Egypt's games. That African Cup of Nations qualifying is insane. There's either no goals or there's like a ton of goals for the opposite. I think, let's say in their first game, he scored 4. So this game should be a good one. Even if Haaland doesn't play, Man City is still Man City. And yeah, there's definitely goals all over that one. Both teams to score and over 2.5 is kind of the line that we're definitely going to play. We'll probably have 2. We'll have it in the over 2.5, and then we'll have a both teams to score, and that will go in there. And the other morning game where the both teams to score, it's it's not going to be a surprise for you, but it's Rayo Vallecano against Barcelona. And we love to fade Barcelona.
Yeah.
Like,
are they going to be in the both teams to score too, though?
Yeah. That's the both teams.
I mean, obviously, I guess I gotta stop overdoing the dislike for them right now, but
yeah, obviously, because they're still Barcelona, right? They've still got some incredibly talented players, and they are still, in contention in the league. They're not out of it. I mean, Real Madrid are only 2 points. Yeah, Real Madrid are only 2 points above them. They've scored 26 goals this season. Well, hey, they're both being outscored by Girona, which is the big shock in La Liga is that Girona are, 13 games, won 11. They're on a 5-game winning run. But Madrid and Barcelona are still second and third, with Atletico in fourth. So, but hey, Rayo Vallecano I like betting on them. I like them to score. And Barcelona have conceded. Basically, they're going at conceding a goal a game, which, they don't. They're either winning 1-0. They'll either blow the team out, or they win 1-0, or they're losing games. Like it's a crazy kind of. They're just super inconsistent, and it's like, which young. Barcelona are you going to get?
That age and experience.
Yeah, and their last away outing we cashed, it was Champions League against Shakhtar Donetsk. We cashed the plus 1,000 money line on Shakhtar, and like their last couple of home games, they beat away games. Sorry, they beat Real Sociedad away 1-0, and they drew 2-2 away at Granada. And Granada, I believe, are bottom of the league. Oh, sorry, they're 19th out of 20. So you let them put 2 past you. Like any of these teams, when they're at home, can score against this Barcelona side. So taking Rayo Vallecano to score, I will probably, if I'm up, do the same thing as I did with Shakhtar and take Rayo Vallecano to score twice and to score in both halves. And the prices on those are going to be decent. Rayo Vallecano home goals is plus 255. And for Rayo Vallecano just to score in the first half is plus 160.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, that's going to be one. And then the other 2 games I like on Saturday for both teams to score. And I mean, you can play these other 2 games, both teams to score and over. I'm just not really confident in that Barcelona game going over. I kind of have it pegged as like a 1-1. That's why I've taken the both teams. I will probably leave it out of my over bets because I just don't trust Barcelona. Plain and simple. I don't trust them to score 2 goals in any game at this point.
You can't. We had to learn the hard way.
Yeah, exactly. And I've posted this numerous times on Twitter, people that are just betting on Barcelona just because they're Barcelona,
right? Without
understanding who this current Barcelona team truly are. They're not the Barcelona of yesteryear with Messi, Neymar, Xavi, Iniesta, like these guys. They are, like you said, a really young, upcoming. And in 5 years' time, will they be back and dominating European football? Most probably. But right now, like we said, we've highlighted their struggles in a couple of their games recently. And that's, again, they've won 1 out of their last 3 away games. You're not taking them. I don't see why you would take them on the money line. I mean, they're actually only minus 175 on the money line, which for a Barcelona side is crazy.
That should tell you. For them. That should tell you.
The books are starting to realize that as well. But yeah, I know. So I'm not going to take them. But these other 2 games, we go to Serie A, another of my least favorite leagues. But the game's Atalanta versus Napoli. Napoli last season, for anyone that was in the Discord, we were on them from the get-go. Yes, it's easy to look back and say you were on them now because they won the league for the first time in however many years. But we were literally on them from the get-go. Over 1.5 first half, over 1.5 second half, was constantly hitting. Victor Osimhen was cashing us anytime goal scorer bets at plus 150 virtually every single week. Now, he's out injured. He's been out injured. He's on the cusp of signing. He's going to go and sign for one of the big boys in Europe. But they've struggled this year.
Mightily.
Yeah. And, again, to the point where, I mean, hey, they're fourth. Like I say, they're not out of it, but they are 10 points behind Inter. Inter have really stepped it up this year. Juventus are getting back to, they're on a five-game winning run. AC Milan have been started off guns are blazing, and they've been terrible the last 3 or 4 games. Napoli, again, similar to Barcelona, all over the place. Lost what they lose a game, win a game, draw a game, win a game, lose a game. Like it's
and
no
their
consistency.
Win, and their win it's typically ugly.
Yeah, exactly. And Atalanta are similar. And if you look at they both concede goals, they both love to score goals. So that's exactly what you're looking for when you want both teams to score an over 2.5 bet. Teams that can score goals but also aren't great defensively, and that's exactly what we've got here. And I mean, the over 2.5, it could go either way. I would not be surprised to look at this game at 2 p.m. in the afternoon and see it be 3-0 either way.
Yep. But
I also won't be surprised if it's 2-2. I will obviously love it if it's 2-2 because that will cash every single bet that we could put on it. So yeah, Atalanta's home form. Hey, they gave Inter a good fight. They lost 2-1. They drew 0-0 with Juve, so that's the slight concern, is that in games with the other top 5, they could be a load of goals, or it could be a 0-0. And I think that's always my concern with Serie A bets, is that there is the potential for these teams to go ultra Italian, and the ultra Italian mentality is defense. Yeah. Defense first, and if you don't concede, you can't lose. Which is a fair point, but it's no good for us degenerates that gamble on goals and don't take the under very often. Conversely, Napoli are on a great away run. They've scored 2, 3, and 4 in their last 3 away games. So, like I said, 3-0, 2-1 away result. Like, they went to Germany in the Champions League in October and beat Union Berlin, which, if you follow the Bundesliga with us, you know that beating Union Berlin isn't a tough task these days. But still, going away from home anywhere in the Champions League, as highlighted by Barcelona we just spoke about, is a tough ask. So they're in good form, and some of their players have just been away. Kvarat, the Georgian kid, who, again, was on fire last year. We took his assists for Big Victor last season. He just scored a few goals for Georgia. He had a great international break. Raspadori, I think, scored for Italy. Simeone is, they've got some good young players coming through, some good young Italians to replace Victor when he ultimately leaves, but they're just getting into that rhythm and they need to find that consistency. And again, so the game is there and is primed, and I like both of these teams. That's why I put it in. And then the MLS playoffs are back. We get so we're going throughout the whole day. We start with the 7:30 a.m. Eastern. We finish with a 5:30 p.m. Eastern time game. So it's a little bit earlier for the MLS than usual, but it's playoff football. And it's Orlando City against Columbus Crew. Again, Orlando love to concede goals. They also can score goals. They beat Nashville in the last round to get through. This is the quarterfinals, so it's the last 8. And Columbus Crew are my favorites to win the whole thing.
They've been good to us.
They've been good to us. I mean, Cucho, in the last round, they played Atlanta, and Cucho and Gio, like that double in all 3 games. I don't think it cashed in the first one, which I said to you about, and then it cashed in the other 2, of course. But yeah, Cucho, Rossi, these guys, both of those every week to score. So this game could be, again, Orlando love to concede goals. They also can score. They're on a great run, but the game they played in the league this year finished 4-3. Their last 4 head-to-heads in Orlando have been both teams to score and over. 4-3, 2-1, 3-2, 2-1. So again, this goes in the both teams to score bet. It's in the over 2.5 bet. But yeah, the 4 of those over 2.5. The 3 of those, both teams to score and over, the City, Liverpool, Atlanta, Napoli, and Orlando, Columbus crew is the bet for Saturday. And then only 2 games on Sunday that we're really going to touch on at this point. And it's the MLS again, late night. It's Seattle against LAFC. Very similar thing. LAFC went through a stage at the beginning of this season where I didn't want to touch them because they couldn't really get their heads around scoring goals, but they've kind of found their feet again recently. Seattle are no slouches either. They're obviously in the quarterfinals. They're not. These 2 teams, I've seen a lot of reports that are saying basically whoever wins this game will win the entire thing. And I don't disbelieve that. Like I say, I think, you've got to go through either Columbus, Cincinnati, or Philadelphia to win it.
Right.
And
Seattle,
any of those
Seattle,
3,
I could see. Like Seattle, I would be okay with. I don't think LAFC is going to have enough.
No, I think LAFC just struggled defensively. We talk about all these teams being great offensively. But yeah, this one is, again, I think it could be a cagey affair. Like historically, they played out a 0-0 in the league this season. But I think both of these teams are not going to, there'll be an early goal in this game, and that I think will open the doors because no team will want to lose it. I think Seattle's home advantage kind of gives them a slight edge. They're slight favorites in the game, but I think this is more of a, again, I like this for 1-1, 2-2, but definitely the both teams to score. And the first game of the day is in the Premier League. Again, goes back to 2 of the teams that we have mentioned on this show numerous times. Just for consistency's sake, Tottenham versus Aston Villa in the Premier League. Yeah. Like, it sounds boring when I say, oh, we're back to betting on Tottenham and Villa.
Villa I don't mind as much, but Tottenham's left a.
Yeah, but when we look at the consistency that Tottenham have had this season,
right? Yeah, you can't deny it.
They're just the last home game they lost 4-1 to Chelsea. They played most of that game with 9 men. They had 2 players sent off. They should have been 2-0 up. They had a goal disallowed for offside, which it was VAR in the Premier League this season has just been actually horrendous. Literally doing the complete opposite of what it should. But yeah, aside from that, Tottenham have scored 2 goals in the majority of their home games. They've been pretty solid at home, and Villa have been hit and miss away. They'll score 3 goals or they'll not score at all. But coming off the international break, this is, like I said, this is a big game for Villa. Tottenham are 4th, Villa are 5th. There's a point that separates them. So Villa will want to prove a point here and come out firing. And Ollie Watkins has got a point to prove. He started in the international break for England, didn't really do anything against North Macedonia. So he'll have a point to prove. He'll be on the list. It'll be an Ollie Watkins and a Son. That'll be the chalky anytime goal scorer play for the 2. But yeah, those 2 games, both teams to score, is definitely the bet. And you can play the Tottenham Seattle. I don't mind at all the home teams, Tottenham and Seattle, both over 1.5 team totals. Play them separately, pair them together. But yeah, that's a nice gentle, ease ourselves back into this weekend.
Yeah, pick the right spots. You definitely picked your spots.
Pick the spots, and we've got a busy weekend of NFL, college football, NBA, like lots going on. So picking the right spots, not going too heavy, and we'll also join the Discord. We'll have our standard Saturday morning Premier League, Bundesliga. We'll cash some bets in Germany like we normally do.
Yeah, don't miss out.
And
don't miss out on Saturday morning. If you're gonna wait, and you can wait to watch how today goes, or don't miss tomorrow morning. But like he said, we got a ton of stuff to gamble on this weekend, so it just isn't smart to force anything. And then at the same time, even if one goes wrong early, we got plenty to back up and double up on. So yeah, don't miss Saturday morning though, because you don't know how good it feels at noon on Saturday. You're being you're lazy on Saturday morning, and next thing you know, you got paid for being lazy. So
hey, these guys get up and do the work. We just sit back and watch them score the goals.
Yes, sir.
That's what it is. All right. Well, again, if you guys have any questions, you can find us on Twitter at PruBaby10, at Iceman_1013. Hit us up on the Playing with House Money Discord. On Twitter, it's at PW_House Money. I'll post some goal scorer plays so that you don't miss out for the afternoon games and the Sunday slate. But hey, like we said, don't miss the Saturday morning. Jump in. Use code November if you join the Discord and get in for free this month.
You only got 7 days. You have a week, people. Okay.
You can't beat it. We're telling you, get in for free, win your money tomorrow, and then that pays for your next month. Easy.
Here.
All right. Well, yeah. But if you have any questions, let us know. If you're tailing, fading anything that we've talked about today, let me know. If there's anything else that you think that, hey, like there's a game that stood out I haven't talked about, you want to hit us up about it, absolutely. Comment, like, and subscribe.
Shoot the
all
shit.
All of that good stuff.
I'll joke around and shoot the shit with you guys too if you don't want to talk about gambling. We do it all. Therapy. What do you guys want?
And all of that stuff. And hey, we'll be back next Friday, inviting you to join us at the SGC.